Good time zones, Meteor Sprites. Good time zones. It's been a while, hasn't it? Okay. Just as promised, I'm gonna stream this week. But yeah. But anyways, anyways. So yeah, today we'll be learning together how to survive without electricity. I remember we went over like how to survive earthquakes. But next, it's how to survive without electricity. Let's just say, just in case, who never knows, because there could be I don't know, because to me, let's just say that something happens, and let's just say you can never watch your favorite VTubers on stream again, and your favorite VTubers, they cannot stream because of without electricity. And yeah, we basically almost most of the stuff, most things rely on electricity. And let's just say something happened and there's no more electricity. So what are we gonna do? But anyways, Meteor Sprites, I hope you have a good one. I hope you don't miss me while I'm gone for too long. And guess what? What's after this stream? It's my made-up anniversary. Say I just chose up that date because back then, before hiatus, I didn't choose a specific date. I didn't, actually really celebrate my anniversary. But anyways, honestly, I really don't know what to do, so I think for sure during that day we might chill, and then you will hear me do karaoke, mostly. But we'll see. I just want to chill. With you, Meteor Sprites. Okay, so I'm not going to show my screen just because it's going to take a long while for me to look over videos. So I'm just basically gonna yap here and there. So if you believe I'm the source to help deal with surviving with blackouts, I'm not really the right person for that. So just take it as a grain of salt because I'm still learning. Unless I really know it. But okay. So I'm just looking over how to survive blackouts, articles, etc. And man, I really am bad at yapping. Oh wow, look at Reddit. Okay, I'm just trying to look over stuff to go over. Here, I'm just listening to the video. I'm just gonna yap along with it. Also, what do you think? How can we survive without electricity? Let's just say during that time, you cannot watch, you can't play games without electricity. Let's just say your favorite YouTubers, you cannot watch them because of electricity. They cannot make content. They cannot live stream because of electricity. Let's say it affects the whole wide world. And speaking of the whole wide world blackout, I heard that if the sunflare gets too close, if it gets close to Earth, it might cause a huge blackout, a huge one that affects the whole planet. And that I heard that it's gonna take 6 months to recover back the electricity. So let's just say that scenario. Let's say that there's no electricity at all for 6 months. How are we gonna deal with it? I wonder, how in the world are we going to deal with it? Okay, so I heard that you need a backup battery generator if you can afford one. And basically, yeah, candles. Candles, you can use it to cook. And maybe the remaining entertainments, like, I don't know, your old Nintendo, maybe still have batteries left, but maybe use it with consideration. And I think I don't know. Like, if that's the time, everyone will be most people be touching grass, because without internet, without electricity, there's no internet, and without internet, there's no Wi-Fi, and without Wi-Fi, there is no going online. You're basically offline for the majority of the time, if that's going to be the time. Most of us will be touching grass. So I just hope that when we learn together, I hope that you are more prepared than I am, meter sprites. And if you have tips that you want to share about dealing with blackouts or no electricity, please feel free to let me know. And who knows, there might be some things that we have never thought of before, like you did with the emergency bags. Like, wait, you're telling me that you can use condoms to survive? You can use condoms to filter water. You can use condoms to forge a pathway. Like, that's really interesting. Okay, but anyways. And alright, speaking of, remember I mentioned about hand crank radios during the earthquake stream? Oh, so yeah, hand crank stuff is also pretty reliable. If it's also rely on the sun, that's pretty great. Like, you don't need batteries, you don't need electricity to plug in. Like, it's also good, like, you got the hand crank radio, you can just use your hand and to just keep spinning the switch. Yeah, hand crank radios is a must. Or hand crank lanterns, hand crank flashlights, that's also a must too. And they also rely on solar. Like, I believe that will come in handy. Okay, so alright, and then yeah, I'm watching this video called Going Dark, How to Live Without Electricity, 8 Real Tips. And then if you have remaining candles at home, use them. But use them moderately. Okay, speaking of candles, let's just say you're cooking something with it. Okay, but I highly recommend that you do not use, like, scented candles to cook, because I don't think it's safe. I don't know how to explain, but I was told that's not safe to cook something with like scented candles. Like, I don't know, for example, you're cooking something with vanilla scented candle. I don't know if that's considered safe to use. So I recommend you only use candles that are not scented. So yeah, no scent candles when you're cooking something. Alright, anyways, let me just watch over and then just yap about it. Also, oil lanterns can help too. Obviously, you can use fire to cook something. So yeah, you gotta learn to make your own fire. Let's say you don't have a lighter anymore. Okay, speaking of dehydrators, I mean, yeah, you can use the sun to dehydrate, but I don't know if you can use a dehydrator because since that relies on electricity. But if you do know ways to dehydrate food without relying on electricity, like you know how to use it with the sun, great, do it. All right. So yeah, without electricity, basically all the stuff in the fridge, they will stop powering up. They're gonna eventually stop helping keeping the food cool inside. Okay, I don't know about coolers, but how is it possible to, get ice? Unless you have the remaining ones at home. Wait, what? Wait. Earth storage spaces. Alright, also, you basically use common sense. Yeah, basically just common sense. Basically, if let's say that, if all electricity shuts, no internet, no refrigeration, no freezer, storing cool food or your drinks. So basically, you're gonna have to start eating the old ones first, but make sure it's safe to eat. Make sure it's safe to do so when consuming them. So yeah, start with the ones that are old first, so you can keep the new ones for last. Also, I remember I learned something like history somewhere, but I don't remember. I heard that pickling stuff, like pickling vegetables, it makes them last longer. If they give you salt, vinegar, great. Make pickles out of it. If you have a jar, great. Container, let's make pickles, then go for it. And I heard that also making very spicy foods or very salty foods can make the preserve longer. Okay, I'm just checking the chat, making sure I'm not missing anyone out, because one time chat was not popping up. I was like, oh no. Alright, just making sure I'm not missing out. But if I do not see you, I apologize. And then yeah, speaking of drinks or water, how do you manage to filter it? If there's no electricity, how are you gonna go get water? Well, maybe you can get a water filter, but with not the huge water filter thingy. It's okay. I remember I once I got it, like it's like a straw, like you can filter water, but it's just by drinking through it. And like I said, you can use something to filter water. It could be your sock, could be the socks, could be condoms, could be. I really don't remember what else. Okay, manual pumps. I've never thought of that. But how do we place the pumps there to filter water? How do we know which ground has the water? Let's see. Safe to drink water. And of course, rainwater. But you gotta make sure it's also safe to drink too. If it's rainy season, you're in luck. You got all the water you needed. Okay, wood stoves can work, or clay stoves can work too. Okay, alright, so if you have blankets in the cold during the cold season, let's say no electricity, but you still have something to keep you warm, then use it. I think you should use it. And also, if you have heat packs, then also use them too. And if it's a really hot weather, definitely clean yourself with the cool, clean, wet, clean cloth. Yeah, making sure that you're in healthy condition. And this makes me wonder, how are we going to take good care of our hygiene if there's no electricity? Let's just say something happened. I'm not gonna be able to stream like this. We're not gonna be streaming like this. You're not gonna be watching us if that's gonna be the time. Because we can't stream without electricity, right? Unless, okay, I just thought of something bonkers. Okay, let's just say during that time, let's say we had no electricity on. You cannot watch us. You cannot watch your favorite livers. You cannot watch us performing or posting or making content or chat online. I feel like if we want to keep up despite no electricity, I think we should make a journal and then just write down our journeys throughout the whole blackout, throughout the whole no electricity journey. And then if you have an old camera you can use, maybe you can use it to record even, I don't know, hand cams, or maybe visit those close to you. Maybe visit your friends if you know the way. But then I wonder, if no electricity affects the whole wide world, would that also affect signals? Like, you cannot use telecommunication. You cannot use your phone to call others, except, I don't know, just to use a light. Hold on, let me just look it up. Can electricity affect signals? Yeah, they can. I mean, they're pretty much part of it. Okay, so if there's no electricity, it also interferes with gas too, if you're running on it, and also electric cars. Basically, without electricity, you cannot drive them. So pretty much all you have left is gas, the remaining gas you have. So yep, we're pretty much indoors. That's what I think. That is what I think. trying to think what else to talk about. I remember, so like, let's see, how do I clean ourselves if there's no electricity? What if the materials I have that's not enough to clean? Okay, look, so go back to the old times if that's gonna be the case. So let's say your area shuts off the water system, and then pretty much you're gonna have to use a bucket. Yeah, bucket. You know, and pretty much you can't use the toilet to go number one, number two. So you're basically gonna have to use a bucket to deal with sanitation. But then I just wonder, where do we put our waste? And yep, definitely get a backup battery if you can to charge the remaining what you need, like your phone. I don't know if signal's gonna be there. Maybe charge your flashlight if you have a flashlight that needs to charge. But okay, understandable. I'm trying to think what else. I'm trying to think. So yeah, basically keep yourselves clean. I mean, just so that you don't easily get sick. Okay. And then we use solar to do charge. So yep, basically, I can imagine most of us will be touching grass if that day comes. Like it affects the whole world with electricity. Most of us will be touching grass. I guarantee it. And you have like journals, then definitely use it to write down your journey about, I don't know, maybe the time without electricity, like once it's back on. I really don't know. Let's see, let me look at the infographics. Okay, better way read sprites. Do you know any other ways to survive without electricity? I don't know. I don't know. How do we make our own hand crank generator? Let me look. How to make hand crank generator. I'm just curious. Okay, 13 seems like you can create a hand crank generator, but I feel like that's, I don't know if that's gonna help the whole electricity thing, or is it only just partial of it? I think it's partial. I really don't know. Because the way I look at it, it looks like it's like a mini project, but no. I'm talking about like a huge area that can, you know, create amounts of electricity. I think a bike generator would be really nice, but how do I build it? Okay, maybe I can watch something else. Okay, yeah, speaking of my anniversary, like I said, we're pretty much gonna chill. Just chill and karaoke. I thought of like playing Roblox with your sprites, but I don't think that has crossed my mind. I mean, I thought of it, of course, but it crossed my mind, but I chose just to be chill, because I also want to manage myself too. Alright, I think I'm getting a general idea how to survive. I think, like, for case, maybe pickled vegetables, fruits, like jams, using the old fruits. And definitely using can openers. Yep, let me see what else. And then, yep, you're gonna have to hand wash your clothes, basically. Yep, you're gonna have to hand wash your clothes, hand wash your blankets, your sheets. Okay, I'm trying to think what else to talk about. Yeah, but I'll have to play a video to go over it. Okay. Oh boy, we can imagine if the electricity shuts off those in the times of nighttime. Oh boy, it's gonna be dark. Real dark. So yeah, when that happens, use your phone for flashlight. Get a flashlight if you can. Stay in brighter areas. Look for your surroundings. Alright, and also electricity also affects streetlights. So I feel like use the stop sign technique when you're driving. Okay, so yep. Basically, you're basically without electricity, you're gonna have to get ready to pickle stuff. You might have to get ready to go get buckets to store rainwater and preserve food and water, and learn to not be wasteful. So yeah, when everything's like all dark, have a flashlight. You can use your phone if it still has batteries for the flashlight. And if you're bored, if you have game boards, good. If you have cars to play, definitely find ways to make them fun. Okay, I'm trying to think what else. What else to survive during a huge blackout? I'm trying to see what else. What other techniques to survive without electricity? Okay, let's look at WikiHow. By the way, yep, I'm not really the source to how to survive without electricity. I'm just yapping here and there. Okay, so it seems like first step is to find an alternative energy. Yep, solar. Yep, solar. That's all I can think of for now. Solar, wind. Don't know about water though. But then how do you make your own generator? Really don't know how. And then without gas, how are you gonna drive? Or without the electricity, how are you gonna drive to a certain destination? You can't drive far. Maybe there's like limited areas you can drive. And how are you gonna let your loved ones, how do you let your close ones know that you're okay, you're alright? I think I remember during the hot seasons, maybe keep your blinds closed, but not too closed, because when you like leave them on, of course it's gonna increase the temperature for hot seasons. But cold seasons, yeah, you might need to open them. You might. I don't know. Oh wait, okay, so yep. If you have something to cook with, let's say you need something to cook. And then of course, stove's not gonna work anymore. What if you can end up making your own wood stoves? Or stones. And definitely you need to make a garden. If you can. Or we can start with a plant first. Let's say you don't know how to dry it. Maybe you can just pickle them instead. Pickle vegetables, pickle fruits. I mean, that's the least you can do to survive. Okay, so basically it's telling me to make a farm. Alright. Also make your own currency, because I remember Cole taught us that you can also trade alcohol if money is not the currency, can no longer be the currency. Maybe it can be your skills. Maybe trade food for food. I don't know. They're even telling to make cheese. That's interesting. Cheese. Now, of course, obvious, hand wash your clothes, because your laundry machine, your dryer is not going to work anymore if that's going to be the case. Definitely have your emergency bag, of course. I've stressed the importance of having an emergency bag, because I want you to be more prepared than I am, Meteor Sprites. Definitely learn some basic first aid kit if you can. Definitely learn some basic first aid if possible. And if you have canned foods, that's great. I think just buy a bit more canned foods. But alright, maybe you can use your car battery if you feel like you're not gonna use your car much. Oh, okay, so they say to use a block of dry ice. Well, how in the world do I get dry ice? Wrapping a newspaper and placing in the refrigerator. That's something I've not thought of before. Definitely consume foods that are meant to perish first. Basically old ones. And definitely cook outdoors. You should not be cooking indoors, if that's going to be the case, because carbon monoxide poisoning. You're gonna risk yourself getting poisoned by carbon monoxide when you're cooking. Same thing for those gas stoves, like the one you use for hot pot. Yeah, definitely. If you're gonna be cooking indoors, open the windows. Keep the windows open, so that I don't know, that smell of gas would get out. and they're going out to eat, I really don't know. Is it possible to drive by to get something to eat when there's like a huge blackout, huge electricity? Is it possible? Okay. And then I remember using Vaseline, you can use it to make a fire. And then maybe you can learn to make fire with stones if you don't have a lighter. And definitely find ways to, you know, give signal to your loved ones that you're alright, you're fine, or you're gonna ask them, are you alright? Find ways to communicate with them if the signal is not working. Yeah, but if they're very far away from you, I think personally to me it should not be safe to drive that far, because streetlights, it's gonna be huge traffic there, and I'm not so sure if. Okay, I just stopped there because I can't think of what else to say. So yeah, still not sure if it's safe. But unless it's an emergency, then okay, that's understandable. But just be careful. There's gonna be traffic, huge traffic, because there's no streetlights to let you know when to go, when to stop. So you basically might be dealing with a stop sign system. And I remember I saw shorts of how to survive electricity. Like, I'm gonna look up short videos right now. Like using a non-scented candle and 2 foils to cook something. So, what are other ways we can survive without electricity? Okay, I'm pretty sure there's still more ones. And then let's just say that they can no longer generate the pet food. You might need to learn to make one on your own. Looking for more ways to survive. Now I'm back to non-yapping, I suppose. Can we store non-perishable foods, like dry foods? And then there's another called EMP. So I think it stands for electric magnetic. Okay, yeah, electromagnetic pulse attack. So it's gonna disrupt the electricity. That one you might need. I think you might need to learn self-defense. EMP. Interesting. Okay, now I'm curious about how to survive an EMP attack. That's something I've not thought of. How to survive an EMP attack? So yeah, okay, so I'm assuming, yeah, maybe EMP attack is like, it's like a whole wide range of blackouts and electricity for like long periods of time. Wait, let me just double check. I want to make sure. Okay, I still don't get it. Watch out for the people during the EMP attack. Oh shoot. So with electricity, you might not have the descriptions you would need. That's going to be the case. Okay, I did not think EMP attacks would be that lethal. Okay, so maybe we might move the topic of how to survive with electricity to how to survive an EMP attack. Okay, first thing to watch out is the people. So yeah, learning self-defense should be the key. And then find routes too. Okay. Okay, I feel like that's another deadly version of how to survive electricity. With electricity. Wow. But anyways, I learned a lot. I know if you do the same, and I hope you also learn some things too, Meteor Sprites. Well, you should get in the habit of watching survival skills. So maybe eventually, if I know the exact techniques, maybe can share it. Well, I mean, technically I am sharing right now since I'm also learning about these stuff. Okay. Alright, so we learned how to survive. We learned some basic ideas to how to survive with electricity and a few facts about EMP attacks. I did not realize that. But anyways, hope you have a good one, Meteor Sprites. Taking out the yo, so Tsuing, and I'll see you on my anniversary. Bye!